Welcome back to Blast Guys Reviews. In this review, we're going to be taking a look at the Star Wars The Vintage Collection from the Ahsoka series on Disney Plus, Sabine Wren, 1/18 scale action figure. This is pretty cool. It's considered a deluxe, so she's quite more expensive than you would expect. These retail for like around $28 in the US, and I don't know in other places, but that's what they go for. So here she is, kind of early. If you guys pre-ordered the Ghost HasLab, you got Sabine, and then if you can grab Chopper sometime in early January of 2024, then all you have to do is wait for your Ghost to fly on in, and you have the whole team, and it's going to be an amazing piece for your collection. With that being said, let's go and take a look at the packaging, because I do know there's a lot of Star Wars vintage collection collectors that like to keep their figures boxed or carded in this case. So let's take a look. Okay, here's a full picture of the box. You see at the top the Star Wars Ahsoka logo, choking hazard, small parts, recommended for 4 years and up. The pretty cool artwork behind the figure and her cat Kenner logo looks pretty good. Here on the back of the packaging, we have that name peel at the top. Nice artwork of the figure and the her pet. There's a kind of a little picture of what you get. The Vintage Collection logo and a bunch of crap no one cares about. I'm sure we'll get that on a piece of paper inside the packaging. Top of the box. Bottom of the box. There's the UPC. If you want to write that down, I'll hold it for a couple more seconds. Here's the side of the box. And the other side of the box. And here's the inside of the packaging. This is how she's packaged. And look, the piece of paper. Same stuff that's on the box. Yay! Here she is outside the packaging. First impressions, she's very small. She, first thing in mind is like her size, and then you're like, the price hits you, $28. These are definitely overpriced, for sure. But they're cashing in on the Ahsoka. And because if you order the HasLab, you're going to get nailed with a few extra upsells, which is Chopper and Sabine. And that's why they weren't part of the tiers. I know they said they want to make sure they got it funded. I don't believe that. They could just say upscaling you basically for more money. Upselling you is what I'm looking for here. But she looks cool. I love the head sculpt. She looks like the actress from the show. She has her purple hair. Looks very, very nice. Very cool. She looks pretty awesome. She has the markings on her armor, right here on her shoulder. The deep purple with the orange. Very nice detail there on the Mandalorian armor. Here on the shoulder pauldron, we have the Rebel symbol. Looks pretty cool. On this one, we have the blue one with a different style of markings there. The back of the armor has some more of that cool paint. She has gray gauntlets on her arms. She kind of has these, like a, kind of, it's not purple. They're like a, they don't look black, but they kind of pure black kind of gloves. We have the dual holsters here around her waist attached to her belt. A bit of silver there. Pretty cool. And then she has her pants. Her knee pad, like a dark, that deep red, and there on her foot. Then she has that armor here on this leg with that orange and deep red paint. More like a maroon type color. Those are pretty cool. So a better look at her. Different angles. She seems pretty solid. Let's take a look at the articulation of the figure. So her head can look down, up, side to side, and all the way around. And let's see how the arms work. They are on a ball joint. Let's see where these pauldrons are attached to his shoulder pads. It looks like they are attached to the torso. So they will go 360, but you kind of see how they get in the way. You kind of come out and around. And so they can raise up at least to a T pose, which is pretty good. See here, she has single jointed elbow. It is time for double jointed elbows for our vintage collect figures. I think we've got that far, especially with the price points they are at. We need a little better quality figures. For her hand, which are quite small, I am not seeing a joint in there. These are just pegged on. There is no joints in her hands at all. We don't get any of the in and out, or the up and down on these figures. They're just pegged. That's unfortunate. I pulled the hand out just a little bit and it's not present. So, kind of like this upper chest articulation, side to side, back and forth. 360 all the way around there, around the waist here. Let's see how the legs are pretty much assembled to ball joints, which is good. This is a better vintage style sculpting that is better than the spin hips. So they can split like this way. Can she sit, which is most important because of the ghost. She can sit relatively nicely. So that looks good. She has thigh rotation 360. And she has single jointed knees, which are kind of rubbery. So, but you're going to get like a 90-degree bend. So you can get her in a chair at least. And then her feet do move up and down like so. And then you can do that around the ankle to get that rocker kind of appearance. So yeah, it's pretty standard articulation for her, minus having the wrist articulation, which is kind of a shame because she is a dual pistol wielding character. Having the ability to get those extra poses with those wrist joints is kind of essential to a character that actually wields dual pistols for posability, figure photography, and hours of play. So there she is. She stands pretty good. So let's take a look at the most important part of her accessories, which is her helmet, which looks pretty nice. With the paint that matches the armor. Black visor. We have her antenna, which it comes down. I was wondering if that was going to be something we got. So you can pull that down for that appearance if you like that. And then back up. Obviously it goes backwards too. Probably goes all the way around 360, but... And the good thing, it goes over her head, not a swappable head. So she looks really cool. Helmet's kind of big for the figure. I get why it is, because it has to fit over the head, the current head sculpt. So that's one of those little nuances that are a pain. You kind of trade a little bit, being perfect versus, playability, aesthetic, stuff like that. But you can see the helmet is a little on the larger side. She comes with her bag. No paint, just a piece of rubber. It's kind of flexible. You obviously hang it on her person. Nothing special about it. She comes with some very little pieces here. I don't remember what this is. Is this a torch or tracker or something? I'm not sure. I don't remember from the show. But this is quite small. Obviously hard to show you. There you go. Probably something that's going to be very easy to get lost. And then she has her pistols, which I'm trying to pick up because they're really small too. We have two different paint schemes on the pistols. It has the blue with the gray, and it has the yellow. They're the same, and they are very flexy, so that's terrible. And we can see how well she holds these little guys, and these things are small. There's really no trigger guard there, but there's a kind of like a little cut on the gun themselves, so you can and this rubbery plastic is irritating. It's really hard to even manipulate a joint. The plastic is just too soft, and they can justify it however they say. It's just because they're cheap. And Hasbro's maximizing their profits. But there she is with her dual pistols. And if you can get that to sit around her finger and kind of give you the illusion that she has a trigger there. I mean, they're pretty cool. I like how they're two different painted, so it really gives it some extra details. And then you can store them if they don't fold in half on you. Into her case, and they fit pretty decently, so that's pretty cool. I don't see anywhere to store that little device we just looked at as of yet, and there's a vehicle there. We're going to get to that part here in a second, and I'll share my opinion about that whole storyline. But again, it's my opinion, and you can whatever you like. That's your prerogative, which is the lightsabers. You have, obviously, the handle without the lightsaber. This is basically Ezra's, and then you have one that's pretty much the same hilt with the non-removable orange saber, which is pretty cool. Now, like I was saying, I just don't like the whole Sabine as a apprentice Jedi. You know how they portrayed her throughout the series is kind of a spoilers alert. So if you want to hear it, you better leave. But there's different parts where she tried to use the Force and she couldn't. I think hope they build up to that where she's just like, okay, I realize I'm not a Jedi. I'm a Mandalorian, and be who she's born to be. A badass Mandalorian, not a Jedi. Give Ezra his lightsaber back. Let him be the badass Jedi, and let Sabine be who she's born to be. That's my opinion, and I hope that comes to pass in the show. But the last episode, I think she used the Force a little bit. It was like episode 7, if I remember correctly, and she can commune with Ahsoka from a far distance. They found her on that one planet. I'm not going to talk too much about it because you haven't seen it, but that's how I kind of found Sabine, is through that way. But I digress. But I hope that, for me at least, in my action figure world, she's a Mandalorian. She's not going to have these. This is obviously for Ezra, and that's just me. But there they are. If you choose to enjoy a Jedi Sabine, you have that option. Okay, and then also, just so you know, there's a little pig on there for you guys that want to have the Jedi appearance. Or maybe just carrying Ezra's lightsaber around her if she finds him. The pig is right on the front of her there, which is pretty cool that they have that feature. I wish they had a pig on here to either use the lightsaber or this in place of that, but I don't see anywhere on her person. And I'm pretty sure that this little piece here might not be. Oh, maybe he can peg it in there. Does that go there? Does that look right? Well, it's an option, and options are good, right? So the last accessory she has is her cat. It's just cool because she had a good many scenes with the cat in the first few episodes of Ahsoka. And here he is, here she is, I'm not sure. But nicely painted with the white. The eyes are painted, the mouth, the polka dot pattern on the ears. There's the back, that yellowish, and then the brown kind of camo pattern, stripes on the tail, brown feet. No articulation in the body. There is a little bit of articulation in the neck of the head, which is cool. You can spin it around, get yourself a psycho cat. Up and down a little bit, not much. Not too much side to side, but there's a little bit of play there. Very cool. And it's stands really well for being a little guy. So yeah, that's awesome accessory. And then if you got the HasLab pre-order, I think Ezra comes with another. These cats called Lothal cats, or I don't remember. But there they are. So yeah. And then we have her pack here. Normally it kind of goes around her helmet. See what that looks like. And of course that's going to cover up her gun. Kind of get a little bulky there. And of course you probably put it on any side you want, however you see fit. And it kind of gets in the way of the arm. But you can see pretty much she can hold all of her weapons if you want her to hold the lightsaber. There you go. All the actual weapons are in or on Ahsoka. Sabine. And I lost that little piece. And obviously, yeah, you can have her holding. I don't know why you'd have to have two lightsabers, but I mean, if that's what you want, it's an option. And then she can hold this little thing in her hand. So I'm just like, I know like you wouldn't do this in Playboy. It doesn't make any sense. I have two lightsabers, but just to show you what it would look like if you want to do, you know, put her on display with all her stuff so it don't get lost. If that's the way you keep track of all your little accessories. So yeah, there you go. And then got the cat. It's pretty cool to put this into the Ghost so he can just hang out there. Put all the little accessories, keep them stored in your Ghost. But if you do get her early before the Ghost comes, just make sure, keep all your accessories in a little baggie, and then you can store them probably in the Ghost somewhere nice. Awesome. Alright, there she is. There's our look at 1/18 scale Sabine Wren from Ahsoka, waiting for the Ghost and the rest of her team to show up. So, let me know what you guys think about the figure. Did you guys pre-order the HasLab? Did you fund it? Did you back it? It was $499. Pretty cool. A lot of money. Biggest ship they've ever made. Let's just hope it turns out to be pretty awesome. So, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you in our next review.